Chat, today you are all in for a special treat today. But first things first. Welcome. Yep. Brace yourselves today, ladies and gentlemen, because we are about to have a interesting discussion, or, well, presentation you could say, about a certain game I think we all know of, and the little hint that we are SCTV1 is saying there might be a hint. I mean, you read the title anyway, so you probably already saw this coming. But, yeah. So, yeah, this is just going to be a presentation. Some, a thing that I did do before, but I didn't, you could say, there was like a lot of things in that one that you could say aren't, in this one now. I mean, the presentation is still relatively the same. It's just that, it's just that, I don't know, it's gonna be something, but, you know, today, chat, you're gonna be in for a quite of a joyful time today. I'm gonna be giving you a presentation on this game, and, yeah, all that good stuff. Well, let me see. Okay, so I am going to also, I probably will be joined by people who are also in the Millionaire community as well, or game show community for that matter. Welcome, Josie. Welcome in. I finally made it on your YouTube feed. Hell yeah. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see when my content finally gets onto people's feeds. It goes to show that YouTube is actually, well, bloody doing their job for once. That's a blessing, right? So yeah. Alright. Game shows you used to love watching every night, but the video game version sucked, literally. You as a 9 or 10-year-old back then. I still like watching game shows, it's just that it's not often anymore that I do watch them. Anyway, so let me go ahead and put it on this screen right here, because this will definitely be something you all need to see. I am going to go ahead and open up the chat on my phone, because it is going to be something where, as I go through this presentation, I won't be able to see OBS here. So I have you lot now on the phone. If you play with friends, they are enjoyable. I do agree with that. Yeah. Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen of all gamers, today you're gonna learn something today with me. I'm going to be walking you through the entirety of this game, which you can probably already see the blurry background for. So, So, welcome to a game that I think pretty much needs zero introduction at this point. But in case you don't know what I'm talking about, here it is. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? The video game 2020, otherwise known as the Macroids game, otherwise known as the 2020 Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game. Whatever you want to call this, it doesn't really matter. It's just this game is quite, let's just say, infamous, to say the least, for just the sheer fact that this game even exists. Like, it's just like the sheer. It's just it baffles me that this game is allowed to exist, right? Like this whole game right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor or not, but if you've ever played this game, you probably know what the consensus is, but which we'll talk more about later on. So, there are two questions in this presentation that I want to, let's say, answer by the end of this presentation. Also, hey Tolik, welcome in. So the two questions are as follows. What went wrong? And why do I hate this game? As you know, this game, like I said, is quite infamous because of just how utterly trash it is. But, you know, in order to actually answer these questions fully, I think we need some context. Hey, Idaho. Two terrible things came out of 2020, COVID and this sodding game. Yep. Whenever you can, I know you'll join soon in the voice chat, Idaho. Just let me know when you've got out of the situation you're in. But let me actually also go ahead and switch the one to live. There we go. So some context for you. Let's start from the beginning. The year is 2020. Now, you all know this year. This year is quite a year. Also a nothing burger, if you ask me, chat. Because this was the year where we were practically stuck at home. We couldn't do anything. Lockdowns. You know, everything else. You're in the voice chat? I'm gonna have a look. Oh yeah, you are. You can unmute, by the way, Idaho. I can't hear you, Idaho. I got the audio. Have I got the audio settings wrong? Let me have a look at audio. Voice and video. Wait. Try now? Try and test something.
1, 2, 3, 4, testing.
Okay, there you are. Now they can hear you. Just test again. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Now it's picking up on the desktop audio.
Cool.
Yeah, I had to switch my audio settings to the TV for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Okay, all right.
Tolik will also be joining us in the VC.
Yeah, as I said in the thing, two terrible things came out of 2020. COVID and this bloody game.
Yeah.
for reasons we'll get to in just a few minutes.
So, we're all stuck at home. Nothing is happening. This POV, POV, you're in the. This is your house. There you go. Concerts. Let's just say for. He's showing the voice chat. Okay. Okay. I was wondering where I'm hearing voices from.
It's just me on the bus moving from this sudden traffic. Carry on, James.
Okay, no worries. So, concerts. We all love a bit of music. We all love a little bit of DJ sessions. We all love a bit of a rave. Nothing. 2020 was the year we cancelled that shit. We literally cancelled concerts because, of what I just said earlier. Going outside, partially you can, like exercise, but
I need to go to the shops, essential shops, quote unquote.
Yep, that as well, Idaho. But thank you for also thinking about things that I probably wouldn't think of.
Yeah, we're not going to get too political in this section. There's no reason to get too political.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not editing this. I don't know. I might make this a video. I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out later. Anyway, so yes, social distancing. You couldn't be outside, be in close contact with people. But basically, going outside anyways is just like a no-go. Like, adios. Like, not a chance.
Don't be daft. If only you told that. If only you told that to Boris 5 years ago.
All right. And now,
okay.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. Come on, we all love a little bit of a holiday. We all love a holiday getaway. Go to Spain, enjoy the beautiful sun, away from this stupid country. Because let's be honest, this country is utter garbage.
Yeah, it's dog shit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, if you were hoping to go on holiday that year, no. Sorry. Sorry, not possible.
Don't be daft. Don't be so daft.
Yeah, sorry, not possible. This kind of dream right here, yeah. That's just out of the question.
Also,
right.
James, the main thing is that the host of this show, he's not really either the questions of what answers. The only thing is that he only gets the life one and saying what life ones he got, but he didn't know the answers or questions or read it, and only the host do that.
Anyways, so all these events in 2020 basically were non-existent, so basically it was a nothing burger. So POV, you're bored and you're stuck at home in 2020. I use this image as a reference because this is probably what most people have felt like when they're at home, bored out of the bloody mind, don't know what to do, even though they could play some video games, even though they could, I don't know, if they have like an exercise machine that they could go on. I don't know what's in your homes, so I'm just taking a wild guess here. But let's be honest. I think this image right here is pretty much accurate, right?
Yeah, because the only thing is that 2020 was a COVID-19, and that was a freaking year. And to create this game, I mean, seriously.
By the way, I've just shared it so you could see it a little bit better than just on the stream itself. By the way.
Yeah, I can see it, James.
Yeah, you can see the presentation is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, I just seen that you share it.
Okay. Yes, watch it that way because then it's easier. Also, hey Scott.
Okay, I do that.
Alright. But also, POV, McRoy is having to put up with this crap for the 10th millionth this week. Bottom text. As you know, McRoy probably is sick and tired to death of hearing all the complaints all the Millionaire fans say about this game. But you know what? Guess what? We have a right as Millionaire fans to complain and bitch and moan and everything else about this game, because when we voice we want to improve the game. We want to improve it, not just whatever the hell that we got. So, before the game even existed, how did we get here? Well, my friends, it all started with this. Notice this image? Notice that this image right here is quite familiar to you all. Well, believe it or not, this image right here is the Q4 of upcoming games that McRoy's was planning. Now, of course, you can see that some of the games are like, you know, one's for a different audience and the others for another audience. But one of the things you probably are seeing in this image right here, and I want to draw your attention to, is this one right here. Now, yes, I know this is stretched. Yes, I know this image is quite not high quality. And if you're going to complain about that, cry about it. So obviously, you know, seeing this logo, this one familiar logo right here, was like enough to be like, oh, so we're going to get a new Millionaire game. That's quite cool, because if you all remember, and if you're a Millionaire fan, you probably might know that the last game released was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Special Editions in 2011. Now, yes, you could say the Shuffle game on Xbox 360 was technically the last game, but do we even count that game? No, of course not. You're all silly for thinking that. And by the way, hello. Let's just also say this as well. We in Europe never got that version, so bold of you to assume. Technically, this was the last game that even people in Europe could buy. We still don't know the reason why this game is delisted, and I don't think we'll ever get to know the reason, unfortunately. So, this game has a lot to prove. And it has a lot of things to do, and has to be a big step up from the 2011 Special Editions game. Now, before the release of this game, my thoughts were, okay, that's pretty good. You know, we're finally getting a new game after what feels like so incredibly long.
10 years.
Yeah.
It was 10 years before.
Yeah, it was
Initially, I thought, do you know what? Looking forward to this. And then we saw the pictures.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be honest as well, like, considering that at the time, before we had, you know, the big new consoles, we had these platforms. Obviously, we have the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Now, obviously, you know, considering that this is, obviously, these are more powerful consoles, So naturally, and I think you all can agree with me both in voice chat and in the chat as well, that we could just imagine, right? Imagine, right? Look at this. The UK set. Snazzy. The US set. Okay?
Bit better.
The Spain / Portugal set. The German set, okay? And of course, the French set. Now, of course, one of those sets actually became a reality.
Yeah.
And the others, well, not so much.
The other side was just chucked out the bloody window.
But here's the thing, right? Like, we have gotten to a point now that, yes, we have these all-powerful consoles, great specs, very good pricing at the time, and PC gaming, like, that's a thing. Like, you could just literally see just how amazing this would all be, having all of these amazing elaborate sets right here. You can see in front of your very own eyes, right in front of you. And then we get to the reveal images. Now, the reveal images came a few, weeks after, and it was in a certain Millionaire server that will not be named.
We're not naming any names.
For obvious reasons. But, when we saw the reveal images, this is what we saw. Yeah. This is if you believed this was just placeholder, you probably would be right to think that. Some differences as well you can also see right here is the timer right there being more closer to the lozenge than where it is in the final. In the final, it's literally above, which is quite interesting. And by the way, I think these are the same kind of screenshots that I used today on the storefront page. If you were to go and buy this game, literally right friggin' now on your storefront of choice. Okay?
Yeah.
You'll also notice there's no logo, and obviously the video wall. You can also see just clearly a lack of actual backgrounds. It's just something. Hey, Lan, welcome on in.
It just looks like a blue stock background.
Exactly. It just looks... and this whole preview version just looks so incredibly bland and bad, if I'm going to be honest. You can also see as well there's hardly any of the light textures on the floor as well when the lights are down in this preview image. Here's a second one where we get to see the phone a friend. The lozenge obviously recreated, as you can probably tell, not actually the official ones that you see on the actual show. They're fine. I'll just say that.
One of the few decent things about this game.
Yeah, it's obviously fine, but it's I wouldn't. Honestly, I think the older games looked better in my opinion than this one.
Right.
Then here's the real kicker, okay? So in this screenshot from the US version, notice how the US dollars are on the opposite side than where it is in the official show, right? Now, obviously, this was accurate in the French version. I believe a few other international versions as well also was accurate to this. But in the UK one, in the US one, for whatever reason, it was just like this, and I don't know why. The colors kind of look muted here. Yeah, I do agree with that. by the way, Scott. Yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah, the whole color's just it just looks so bad. But we do also get to see the lifelines as well. So we do have 50-50, we have phone a friend, ask the audience, and of course switch the question. We do have the walk away icon as well. But you'll probably also notice like none of the controls for how to even access this stuff is even on the screen. But we would find out eventually in the release version. As you can see here as well, we can also see, you get to choose your theme. So, like, if you want to answer sports and hobbies, God forbid,
Like
geography, entertainment, history, language, lifestyle, arts, and literature, whatever. But you might notice in the background, you can actually see an actual US logo. Surprising, right? I believe this is definitely the PlayStation 4 version because of the button prompts that you can see below. This could also just be like PC capture, but with a PlayStation controller, like being plugged into the computer, because you can do that on a PC. But of course, you can see a little bit better the logo and the background. Now, of course, this background would actually be more actually seen in the 1.0 version of the Switch version. Yeah, and they would push out an update for the Switch version to fix this and correct it. I will try and talk about the Switch version as well, because there are some things that are in that version, whatever reason, when they released it, was just something. Now, of course, Macroids would go ahead and share more details on its adaptation of its show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And there is one quote I want you lot to pay attention to. A game for everyone to play. Would it be solo or with up to 99 players? 99 players, chat. I want you to I want you all to keep this part in mind, because they did actually change this in the actual, like, in later updates for this game. They have a link right. There's a link right here to it. There are also there wasn't a link as well to like the Q4 of like games coming out that Macroid showed off as well. So please do keep this in mind. So false advertising of 99 players. In a way, Scott, yes. And believe it or not, the trailer for it still even advertises 99 players. Now, I do believe they did make an updated version of it with now just 50 players instead of 99 players. But, like, if I'm going to be honest with you, 99 players is a bit extreme, if I'm going to be honest. Chat. It's honestly quite extreme. Like, who in the right mind would want to play a game that's like 99 players? Like, is this Fortnite? Like, is this Fortnite Battle Royale? Like, what is this? Macro is trying to be ambitious for the sake of it. That's always fun, isn't it? So again, please do keep this. Remember this for later, or like note it down, or just remember it, because we will be using this as well. Another thing to note before we go on to the next one is the way how this part is worded. A game for everyone to play, would it be solo or with up to 99 players? If this was corrected, this would essentially have been said a game for everyone to play, whether it be solo or up to 99 players online. That's how I would have better phrased it, but of course this would probably just translated from French to English from Google Translate and published it in that, so they probably just thought, I guess that's how it's actually pronounced or worded. Yeah, that's fun. Have I ever heard of 1 versus 100? I think I have heard of that show. Yeah, I think I have. But anyways, the game would go on to release in Europe on October the 29th. So the countries that did get it. And in the USA, a month later on November 17th.
I still don't get why there was a 2-week delay between Europe and America.
Yeah, I don't understand it either, Idaho. It's just like, it's the same game. And the thing is exactly you could also buy the Switch version, import it from that, and then play it there, and then boom, you got it. Yeah, I don't understand why the American version had to come out a month later. Odd choice of releasing it, Ackroyd's. Also a note to remember as well is this game also did release slightly earlier in France as well, on October 23rd, 2020, 7 days before the rest of the world. Because when people were posting it, it was more of the French version that they all saw. And I thought, wait, the game's already released in France. I thought it was meant to release the same day as everywhere else. Strange, isn't it? Anyways,
and also speaking of France, they also on the cover got the host of Jean-Pierre Foucault on a logo.
yeah.
So
yeah, that's not in this presentation. Could have put that in, but yeah, the French version as well also has it where they have the previous host on the box art. The international versions don't have this, but for whatever reason, the French one has that, despite the game not even including him in the game. So I don't understand that, to be honest. So odd. It's so odd, to be honest. Alright. So now here's a look at the actual game now. Shout out to Idaho for this first screenshot that I took from his channel.
okay.
As you can see, this is the UK one, and I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty much just bad.
Can I just say something here?
Go on.
The set looks like, do you know, a GCSE media class?
Yeah.
And your exam was to make a Millionaire game. That is what the set looks like.
Yeah. This literally looks like
just a GCSE attempt at a Millionaire game.
Yeah. And by the another thing I'll also add on top of that, Idaho, is this just feels like someone's final major project of making a Millionaire game, and they had to use whatever assets they could probably find on the internet as well. But did you know that this game is actually officially licensed by Sony themselves? You know, Sony Pictures Television, who owns the entire Millionaire format. Revoke the license, Sony, please. But yeah, this is...
It's 5 years, mate. It's 5 years. It's 5 years too late, that.
But they still have plenty of time. Give it time.
Oh, God.
But yeah, anyways, this is one screenshot where, you know, the guy, you can see the host. It's a generic host, nothing too special. It's kind of like that with the special editions one, but
But the host of special editions look like Philip Schofield. He just looks like God knows.
Yeah. But anyways, the contestant right there as well is just
Smug it.
Yeah.
Smug it.
Also, I also want to direct your eyes to the contestant monitor as well. It's just a logo. Yeah, that's it. It's just a logo. There's nothing special about it.
Why?
I don't know. And the kicker is as well on the host side it's also the same as well. So that should give you some perspective. I do remember as well on the host screen. I think it's like it had the US logo, but on the contestant one it had the UK for whatever reason.
What?
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that at one point.
I don't remember that at all.
Well, goes to show you just how forgettable this game is, and rightfully so.
Anyway,
I bet I'm gonna get an A+ grade for my presentation, brother. You need to get some popcorn and a drink because you're in for a ride. Because we're on slide 36 of 70 of this bad boy.
Oh, here we go. Whoa, we're more than halfway there, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyways, here is some now gameplay. This is from my channel when I didn't have a camera, so it made it easier to screenshot. Hence why you can see my logo, like literally at the bottom. I don't know if OBS can see it, but it doesn't really matter. Anyways. The one thing I'll also talk about the Switch version as well is, for whatever reason, the Switch console, if you played this on 1.0, the Switch console fans like revved up. I don't know why. And also, if you remember the previous screenshot from when we saw the character select as well, you would saw the incorrect background. And speaking of which, here is that incorrect background. You can see, like literally right there. Anyway, so you'll notice in this one it's obviously the same screenshot. But one thing I will talk about now is, and this is something I forgot to talk about, is the little neurons. Which essentially just like this game's in currency to buy like new question packs in the shop. Cool idea, but here's the thing as well that I want to. Here's another thing as well. If you wanted to, let's say for example, right, you win 1 million in whatever currency, right? Guess how much you get in neurons. I would honestly like people to take a guess.
1,000.
Yeah. And that is correct, by the way, Tolik. Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm not playing this game on micros because I don't have the micros game. So I only playing the PlayStation 1 Millionaire games, and that's it.
Oh, the PlayStation 1 emulators are much better than this game, Tolik. Honestly, you're playing a much better game.
Yeah, as well as the special edition as well.
Yeah. Yes, we are SCTV1. In-game currency. This is the neurons are essentially this game's version of in-game currency. Yeah, if that's crazy enough to think about, then yeah. But you essentially though as well, if you wanted to unlock one, you would essentially have to play through the game like multiple times just to go to the shop and unlock a single pack. This was also before the new edition and the deluxe DLC came out as well, so do keep that in mind as well. Another thing this game introduces for the first time is an online mode. Now, online mode, as you know, it should probably be a pretty standard thing in any game, period. This game was definitely no exception. The only problem was if you did try to find anyone playing, you wouldn't. You would essentially just stare at the waiting lobby screen, and then when you couldn't find anybody, it just kicked you back out to the title screen, and then you were just like, well, that was a waste of time. Yes, so remember this quote from earlier? That was a fucking lie. You couldn't find 99 players playing this game. Let's actually be real here. Trying to a video game just about answering general knowledge questions, having 99 players, like, this ain't Fortnite, Macroids, okay? This is not Fortnite. This is Millionaire. But however, they did. This was before they updated it as well to reduce. I think it went down to 50 players, which honestly, I think it's still reasonable, but I think it should have been 10 to be more realistic to the show. You know, like how in Fastest Finger First you have 10 contestants in Classic. It should have been like that. Or if they want to be just like consistent with the modern version, go down to 6. So, you're probably wondering, how was the game received? To say the game was mediocre and had a mixed reception would be the right answer, but would also be a very understatement to make. This game just wasn't received very well. And that's the truth, chat, by the way. This was not received well. Like, the reviewers called it, like, you know, a dead game, limited, very, I don't know, there was like some other things some of the reviewers said. It just wasn't a good game. Let's just say that. Yeah, I know, right, Scott? Yeah, it just wasn't received well. And when I personally played it, I basically was in that same boat as well. I was in that same boat with pretty much everyone. Like, this game just wasn't good at all. Idaho, do you have any experience? Do you want to share with your experience with the game? Idaho? Is he still muted? He's probably still muted.
Idaho, you.
He's probably muted on the.
Idaho, you Daho.
Also, hey.
He's back.
Okay.
Where do I start? Where do I start with this? Where do I start?
Well, since everybody's here now, let's just hear their thoughts on the game. Go ahead. We'll start with let's start with Callie. Callie, what are your thoughts on this game?
Can I swear?
Yes, go ahead.
Don't say that. It's on stream, you twat. Sorry, not you. Sorry, not you guys.
So yeah, Callie, what were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, Macrod's game is shit. Pretty much. That's what.
Yeah, I think everyone can unanimously agree that it was honestly shit. Idaho.
Idaho, you Daho.
Idaho. I know he's probably busy.
Yeah.
All right.
I think he's muted. Yeah.
Yeah, he is muted right now. If he ever does say something, then we'll come back to him. All right.
I'm in Tesco. Bear with me. I'm in Tesco.
Okay, no worries.
He's back.
Yeah, he's in Tesco's. Make sure you get your Tesco meal deal.
Oh
Idaho.
God, is this a repeat of the? Don't forget to win 10 billion club card points on the Britain's Got Talent competition. Well done.
Anyways, so pretty much the game was just a mixed bag. Nobody liked this game. There was like some things I think that could be good about it, but like in general, it was just like no. Yeah. So you probably think to yourself now, with the fact that this game was receiving this
The
much
overly
criticism,
American host and the annoying contestant.
yes, it has the. Yes, it also. That's another thing as well. It does have the annoying host and contestant, and they never ever have any kind of unique dialogue. It's like host says dialogue A, contestant says dialogue B. Right. So the criticism for this game was obviously there. So of course, being that this game has received this. Like, you would think, right, they would actually, go ahead and improve it. Hopefully, maybe, like, in an update, maybe in a new re-release. And maybe they would finally actually put the correct sets in. Because you never know. They might have just ran out of time. You can't assume. Even though we can now, because we know what it's like. So, I think we all know where this is going. The year is 2021. So a year after the PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC versions have all released. So, what was so significant about this year? Well, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire that Macroids announced decided that they are going to release a PS5 version of this game.
James Range intensified.
Now, of course, I want you all to let that, let that process in your head. We already know how terrible this game is.
A PS5 version of that tat.
Yeah, a PS5 version of this trash. So you would think to yourself, okay, maybe they'll take advantage of the new technology in the PS5. Maybe they'll make the set. Maybe they will finally replace the sets with the proper versions. Maybe they'll make it look nicer. Maybe they'll actually make the anime. Maybe there might be a more better budget. Maybe I don't know. Maybe just actually make this goddamn game better, right? So. Yeah. The game was called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire New Edition. Yes, New Edition. Which this game contains over 8,000 questions in this game. Which the one on the previous gen consoles only contained like 4,000? 2,000 I think it was?
4,000.
4,000, yeah, okay, thank you, Idaho. Yeah, So this is an additional, like, what? This is like an additional 3,000 questions added?
So basically double. So basically double more questions, essentially. Double the questions.
Yeah, double the questions, but I'm trying to figure out the number here, like, to
4,000 more.
That's probably the only complimentary thing you could say about the new game is that it has some more questions.
Yeah. But then you're going to realise something...
The questions, right? What the hell was new about it?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, what the frick they thinking about it? Like, created a new question, get the PS5 game, it cost me only £35 for this game. I mean, what the heck?
So, this game releases 30th of November 2021 on the PS5. Now, take a guess, okay? Take a guess. Did they fix anything from these other editions? Did they finally address any of the criticisms? Probably give it a better look, actual proper set, make it just look nicer.
Yeah, don't be daft. Don't be so daft.
Did they actually listen for once?
Absolutely not.
And did they make the game better and have accurate set designs?
Don't be daft. Don't be stupid.
Okay, now, if your answer is yes, oh my god, you couldn't be more wrong, homie. Look at it.
What the fuck?
This looks familiar now, doesn't it, chat? Right? Now, what I will say is, I do like the fact that the stairs now actually have some sort of color to actually make it easier to see. I'll give it that. And I do also like that you can now see a little bit of the lights on the floor. That's another thing I will give that credit for. They did also change as well some of they slightly changed the animations of the characters as well. Which you probably already know if you have the deluxe DLC. But other than that, it's literally the exact same game. They ported the exact same game, increased the questions, changed the bare minimum, added some things, made some animation tweaks, released it at £40, I think it was. And it's on the PS5. It's on the PS5, and this is the game people can buy for that console. You know what's the kicker? You can play this game with your PS4 copy in the PS5, making you wonder what the fuck is the point of this version releasing.
How to knock off customers starring macroids.
Do you know what? You know what? I'm gonna actually say this. How do you scam your customers to buy a version of Millionaire that ideally only changes the bare minimum? And you know what's the kicker? The US version doesn't look any better. Now, one thing I will say is they did change the background there, which I do know that was a change they did in the PS4 and all the other consoles as well. But they did also change the dollar symbols as well to be on the correct side, which was also, again, something they did in the previous one. Actually, no, that's not the case. This was actually something they did in this one. But still... this, and by the way, this is what the cover looks like as well.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's literally, they literally just released this just so they could probably make a quick buck on this.
Oh,
how
amazing!
They could make some quick money off of this.
Look at it.
Yeah.
It's honestly, right, so incredibly pointless. But do you want to know what's the kicker about this?
Go on.
What?
In 2022, people.
Yes.
New edition got the deluxe upgrade. And they call it the deluxe upgrade, but do you know what this really is? New edition.
What?
Yes. New edition. And you know
New
what?
edition in a nutshell.
They took the PS5 version that they released 1 year prior, and then
6 months.
and it took them a while, but they finally released it on these other dang platforms.
James. Not even a year, 6 months.
Yeah, and it took 6 months, but anyways, so They took the PS5 version, which did the bare minimum to change anything, not even address any kind of criticisms from these other platforms, and they essentially just gave you new edition, nothing else. So, I ask you this, Macroids. What was the point of releasing this? What was the point of releasing new edition on PS5 when you said specifically as well, these kinds of things were coming to the other platforms? So it makes you wonder, Macroid, and I ask you this, what was the point of this? What was the point of releasing £40 of nothing burger of a PS5 edition?
One word, money.
Yeah, exactly what I said.
You know what? One word, they want to scam their goddamn customers.
Money. That's what it is, money.
Or making a scandals to make a new edition like on the PS5 and copy it like a PS4, big board, PlayStation, or PC.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Since you get the new edition, you essentially get that new edition with all of those kinds of upgrades. You have to wonder, like, what is even the point of this? Like, I can't even, like, if anyone seriously can justify spending so much, I think it was like £40 on this, because this was like the cheapest PS5 game you could buy. What? Like, how can you just justify this? Like, you can't. Like, this is just unreasonably just like not good enough. All right. Anyways, now before my head just starts flaming,
exploding
going in flames.
To be fair, I think it already has.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's it.
I think it already has.
Okay, but now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Oh, Ty, get ready, strap me. Oh God, yes.
Let's talk about the first roadmap. Now,
there we go.
Now, I'm pretty sure you're all. I know you lot in voice chat are excited to see this again. But let's introduce the people in chat right now to this, okay? So, as you know, there was a roadmap that was released, and this roadmap was specifically to detail what the plans are for this game. Yes. Did you know this game was gonna get more content? Who would ever thought?
Who knew?
Who knew? Oh. And you know what this roadmap looked like? Looks like this.
So this was summer 2022, summer to autumn 2022.
Yeah. So this was so if we look at the roadmap, we have June 2022, August 2022, September 2022, and October 2022. Okay?
3 years ago, 22 was happened.
Yes. This is called the additional content 2022 roadmap. So let's just actually go through. Let's actually go through this. Okay, so obviously we have the the deluxe upgrade, which essentially is new edition, everything else. Basically, general questions at 2,920 questions. Just Elite pack at 300. Olympic Games pack at 300. Features fast game mode, so the quick play and various corrections like graphics and timer. Could you even call it that? I don't know.
Quote
probably
unquote
not.
corrections. Quote unquote.
Yeah, let's put quote unquote in. Let's do that, chat. Quote unquote corrections. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got that. Then we were promised in August of 2022 that we're going to get a patch, and we're going to get the NBA pack and the US movie pack from the 70s, both 150 questions each. For DLC, we would get both a movie pack for both the 80s and 90s also at 150 questions. Now, August came and went. None of that was released.
No.
So, that takes us now to September. So, we would get a patch again, and we would get a Smurfs pack and a Tintin pack again.
Just a minute. Pause. Tintin.
Tintin.
Yes, look at the roadmap, Idaho.
I'm seeing it.
Jesus Christ.
Tintin. Why? Tintin. Of all subjects, why Tintin?
I have no idea, but
God
that's
knows.
what they put. That's what
Ask
what they promised Idaho for September 2022. This comment from We Are SCTV: Smurfs and Tintin question packs. Are Macroids insane in the head?
Yes.
Yes.
True.
By the way,
Absolutely.
We Are SCTV. Yes, they are insane because they're psychopaths.
They're cretins. They're utter cretins.
Oh, Idaho, cretins is putting it nicely. They are psychopath snitches and also little bitches.
That's a new one.
By the way, this is definitely going to be a very 16 plus stream as well. So do keep that in mind.
Definitely.
Anyway, so
A lot of ranting and swearing today.
Anyways, to carry on my train of thought. So Smurfs and Tintin pack, both 150 questions. That would be released in September 2022. Doesn't say specifically when it would be released in September 2022. All we know is September 2022. For DLC, we're going to get more geography questions at 300 questions.
Dear God.
And Space Conquest Pack at 150 questions. That was going to release in September 2022. Now, September 2022 came and went. None of that happened. None of that happened.
Apart from the Queen dying, sod all happened.
Nothing happened. So, you're probably starting to wonder, well, if they didn't release the August one, and they've not released the September one, where's the tweets? Where are the press blogs saying that they've delayed this? Now, they could have, but we've just never seen it, so obviously, don't promise something that you can't even stick to and release because of what you put in this roadmap. Can I just say as well, other companies who did roadmaps released as promise. For example, Sonic Frontiers, to use that game, had a roadmap. All of that content was released as it was shown in that roadmap. This already has 2 of those months not even released any of those packs for either patches or DLCs. We get then to October 2022. We get the Hitchcock pack and the Macroids video game pack at 150 questions each. Now, of course, when you see Macroids video game pack, it's probably going to be questions all about, their own games that they've published, probably. That's the only thing I can assume, anyways. I don't know if this pack has been released, but it doesn't matter to me because I just frankly can't care enough to even do that. Yes, Macroids have basically done a question pack all about themselves. Yeah, that's the thing.
They're not egotistical, are they? They're not egotistical, are they?
Yeah. The Hitchcock
not.
pack is interesting, though, for a patch. I honestly thought that could be DLC to H. Anyways, DLC...
are definitely not putting smoke up their own arse now. Surely not.
Yeah, definitely not. That doesn't sound like Macroids.
Yeah,
of course not.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like Macroids. What are you talking about? You're off your ass, aren't you?
Yeah. We digress.
Anyways, so we now get to that month's DLC, and we get a Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft video game packs, all at 300 questions each. Now, you could speculate that this would either be all three of them on all platforms, or this could be where they're going to release specific talk about all the questions that will only be released as DLC on the storefront for the respective consoles. So like Nintendo on the eShop, Sony on the PlayStation Store, Microsoft on the Microsoft Store. That's the only way I could probably best assume where this DLC would go. Because there's no way in hell they could just put all three on all these three platforms and just have it like intertwined. My best assumption was it was going to be released on all three platforms, but if you purchase the Nintendo one, you only get Nintendo video game packs for the Nintendo Switch version. If they ever if that pack ever releases, they better have a question about how much they fumbled this game.
Oh,
honestly,
God.
if they did, that
How
would be,
bad did we make
that
this
would be
game?
That's number one. How did you make this
Awful.
game?
Question
A,
number one:
shit.
how
B,
much
mediocre.
how much did we scam our customers out of this game? A, quite a lot.
A,
B, maybe
B,
some.
not a lot.
C, not a lot. Or D, we scammed
Billion.
Not a lot.
shameless.
A billion.
Alright. So you probably have already figured out just from me talking. One is correct, the others, well, they never released.
Yeah. So from August to October, nothing.
Nothing at all.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, absolutely nothing at all was ever released. So, it makes you wonder, did they lie? Well, they sure did.
Well, of course.
Of course.
Let's not be about the bullshit.
Yeah.
They did.
Of course.
They are
Now-
liars.
Now, of course, this was the first roadmap, as I just stated. Macroids, whenever it was, I think it was like a few months later, I don't remember exactly when, announced a second roadmap.
Oh, Sammy Selbs in. This is the second roadmap.
Yes, now this is the second roadmap. So, this was what we were supposed to have gotten during the first roadmap, never happened. Now, the second roadmap, do you think it's just going to be a copy and paste job of this? Or are they going to actually make it look different? The
Let's
answer?
find out.
Ta-da! Exactly like this.
Hurrah!
Yeah, so they basically made the second roadmap look like the money tree from Millionaire itself. This time though, the logo is more just right there that time. Whereas if you looked at the previous one, it was more faded. But you could also see that the logo was, I think, using it's like using the older version as well. This one's using the more modern one. A second non-existent roadmap. Beautiful. What I will say
Lovely.
about this roadmap is they did actually release as they were supposed to.
Yeah.
You'll notice how some of those
something.
some of the things that were on the first roadmap are also on this one. So the Hitchcock roadmap, if you remember, the first one was meant to be a patch in October 2022, is now March 15th, 2024. 29th of February 2024. The NBA one was meant to be August. That is February 5th. You can probably figure out the rest as well. You'll notice some of them as well are like blurred out. Like one for
You
the
can easily
Microsoft
read
Games
them.
one.
You can easily read them.
You can easily read them. Like they try to make it as blurry as they can, but like you can read it. All of this was released, from my understanding. You can check the Steam page, for example, for any of this to verify. So they did actually go through with it. Now, it makes you wonder, why did it take up until this particular roadmap and not this roadmap to actually finally start releasing additional content for this game? Yes.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Put your
Makes you think.
Put your thinking caps on, lads. We gotta theorize. Why did it take Macroids this? I'll tell you why. Because they're bloody stupid.
Yeah, that's
Very
probably an accurate theory.
very
good.
They're stupid because
That's not even a game theory. That's just a fact.
Yeah, they missed the entirety of 2022, and so it took them from December 18th, 2023 up until when they finally released all the rest in spring and in the rest of 2024 to finally give all this content. Now they are still doing
well
content.
done, Macros. We're so proud of you. Don't be stupid.
Yeah, and by the way, they're still doing content as well for this game. I wish they didn't, to be honest. I wish they'd just stop and just cease operation of this because nobody is playing this game. And to those who are still playing this game,
you sad geezer.
I feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
I don't.
And you know what's the kicker as well?
You're shooting yourself in the foot.
And you know what's the kicker as well? I bought this game in 2020 full price.
Same.
I regret it.
Don't we all?
And I know you bought it twice as well as you bought it on PC and on consoles.
Yeah,
well,
but
PS4
then again, this is 2020. We all made very stupid decisions, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For those who have the Macros game by Millionaire Champions, yes. We'll get to that in a bit.
We'll come to that hopefully soon.
Yes.
We'll get to that point soon.
So, my
better
thoughts. Let's talk about the game. What is there to talk about this game?
It's a disaster from head to toe.
Yes, it's a disaster.
It's fucking shite, man.
It's a disaster. It's bland. It's uninspired. It's just bad. And the game and the questions as well. Can you just tell me that most of these questions were they just went on Google, typed in a question, and then found the answer without telling me. Without telling me that, you know. Yeah, and yes, Idol. Most of the questions in the game don't even make sense. You know what else is the kicker? Is when some of those questions use American terminology in the British one and the British one in the US one. They never fixed that, didn't they? Of course not. Because the Macroids. The Macroids, the assholes. That's what they are.
Exactly.
So yeah, the shop feature I will say is pretty cool. You know that you can actually buy additional packs. That's cool. There's a lot of things as well, like in the settings, right? If you go to the video resolution, it's still in the French like accent because like the resolution has like an accent on it.
Ooh la la.
Yes, that one. They never fixed that. And by the way, all the sets, no matter if it's the UK, US, Italy, Germany, Spain, you know all those ones. And it's only 6 countries as well, by the way. 6 countries are represented in this game. Turkey's not represented. Australia's not represented. What else? Netherlands version's not represented. Yeah, we can. Yeah, the Japan version never came back, so we can't use that.
Waku waku.
Yeah. Anyways, besides that, my thoughts on this game, it's utter dog shit. It's not a good game. Honestly,
don't bother.
Just don't bother. Exactly. Don't bloody bother. So
Play Millionaire Champions or any of the older games, literally.
So now let's answer the questions. What went wrong Literally everything.
Everything.
The set, why not accurate? The host, why did we just not get the represented host of each version? And also, like,
Why
just it's just,
American host for the UK version? Like what?
yeah, American version host. And also, if you want to unlock more additional packs with neurons, you basically have to play this multiple times. They never bothered addressing any of the issues people had with this game. They never, like I said, they never made proper sets. They just don't do anything. Literally, they just don't. They just didn't. They could not be asked to fix this game. Literally. And why do I hate this game? Because I hate this game, and its whole existence offends me. Literally. And I hate that I had to play this game one time on a stream because you lot had reached that super chat goal one time. I still won't forgive you.
I was just gonna say. Yeah. I was just gonna say to answer.
I still won't forgive the people who did that. Now.
I was just gonna ask to answer the question to like, why do we hate this game?
Yeah, actually, I want to hear from you lot.
VC.
Why do you lot hate this game?
Everything.
Most of us in this VC are Millionaire. I was just gonna say, most of us in this VC, we are Millionaire fans. We like the program.
Yeah.
So when we see a game that does not represent the the accurate Millionaire experience, we'll point it out.
Yeah,
especially when older who want to be Millionaire games.
We as Millionaire fans, like, if we do not like what we see, we are going to point it out, and we are going to point it out no matter how many times.
Can I just say something? It's also rather sad that a lot of the older games are 10 times better than the modern game.
Exactly. And which is why...
Millionaire Champions, of course.
And which is why, Idaho...
Literally.
Before this stream ends, let me introduce to you some more better versions of Millionaire that you could be playing instead of this piece of trash. In fact, actually, after you've done that, if you have a copy of this game, don't take it to CEX. Actually, just put it in the bin, break the disc or cartridge if you can,
burn it,
and then make it so that this game becomes a game where it's so sought after that people start selling it for thousands of pounds because of how not worth it is.
This game, thousands of pounds, thousands.
Make this game lost media, lads.
You've never challenged. Well, it's not required anyway.
Millionaire, non-existent.
Anyways, here are some Millionaire games you could be playing instead of this piece of dog shit. You could be playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 2nd Edition on the PS2.
Hurrah!
By far, the best version of this game ever. Look at the set! Look at the set even! Look how accurate that is! And it's on the PS2!
PS2 got it right.
PS2 got that right in the year 2001.
A 2001 game is better than a 2020 game.
Yeah,
how sad is that?
Yeah, eat your bloody heart
Very
out.
sad.
Eat your bloody heart out 2020 game. This game did it more better. And also you could say like the PS1 games, PC, all that stuff as well. This game is honestly amazing. If you haven't played this game, I highly recommend it. If you have a PAL PS2 or if you want or you can play it on an emulator if you want to. That's another option. But honestly, please, if you want the best experience, play this game, and especially if you have a PS2. Like one more thing.
CGI Chris in this game is not scary at all.
Yes, I agree with that. People who say that, you're stupid. What the hell is wrong with you?
Anyways,
another game you could also be playing instead of that god-awful 2020 game is the 2020 game on macOS and Apple TV. Now, I will admittedly say that I think ever since the release of the next one, this is like it's all right. Like what I will say is they got this. The mobile version of this got the set right compared to the actual console version that that it was released. Like they could have easily have ripped the console version out and released this instead. Easy, right? Easily. Now, what I will admit is the fact that for whatever reason they put the logo on the video flow for whatever reason. Now, I do know this is meant to replicate the kind of like set that we saw before the actual 2018 set. So this is kind of like if we made that concept set an actual thing in the game, if you think about it. I do like the kind of like colors they were going for, and all that other stuff. But then, of course, you know, as many people actually point out, like this should come to iOS and Android, and it did.
And it did 3 years later.
Yes, 3 years later, Millionaire fans won. Millionaire fans won,
Yes.
and holy crap,
Our prayers were answered.
Our prayers were answered. Hallelujah! And they finally heard
In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus.
They finally heard our cries. They said, "We're gonna bless you, Millionaire fans, with a brand new game." By the way, this was like out of nowhere. By the way, this game, like, there was no press release. There was no
or anything.
No, someone just happened to stumble on the App Store one day and saw Millionaire Champions was on there, and when I saw it was actually real, instant purchase.
Exactly.
Instant fucking purchase.
I remember that day very well. You sent me a text message on Discord saying, "Buy this game right now."
And you know what? You did, Idaho.
I did.
Because, look at it. Come on, people. Look at it. Look how gorgeous that is. Like, it's a game.
Worth it.
It's a Millionaire game. Not only you can take on the go, but it's better than the piece of crap 2020 game from Macroids. And
two things.
And it's better than the free mobile game.
Two things, right? Oh god, two things, right? James is drooling over the Champions game. And the second thing is £2. £2 this game costs.
Yeah,
£2.
Yeah, £2 for this. And honestly, this is the best £2 I've spent in my entire life. And the thing is, as well, is Champions is just not called Champions for a reason. You can actually play like the questions that all the like previous Millionaire like contestants answered to get to the questions as well. And you even get a cool set with it as well for it as well.
Yeah, that's how you do
it. It just goes to show you just how much care, love, and attention, and even detail that went into the amazing craftsmanship that is the Millionaire Champions game. And honestly, if I was a shill for this game, I would happily promote this game every video, every stream, whenever we talked about this. And honestly, this game right here
Get this man a brand deal.
This game is flawless. 10 out of 10. Like, no complaints.
Game Such Game, sponsored by Millionaire Champions.
Yeah, and also can we just talk about one other thing as well? Notice how in the 2020 game, one tweet for when the game released it on PS4, Xbox, and Switch and PC released, and then again on PS5, and then the new deluxe edition, so that's technically like 3. Every single tweet was about this game. Every single tweet was about this game and even promoting it. Because you know why? This game, they knew, as soon as they released it, they knew they had Millionaire fans would be all over it. Like, £2? Holy fucking shit. Like, this is like the greatest game ever. And honestly,
this was all over TV for like 6 months.
Yeah, honestly, rightfully so, because how do you get more people to buy this amazing game? You promote the shit out of it. And you know what? I fucking love it. I fucking love the fact that they did that. It's honestly great. And again, if you haven't played this game, go on your phone right now. Go on the App Store. Go on the Google Play right now. Search for this game. Buy it right now. It is £2, people, or like what, $2?
Well, $1.99, but we're rounding it up.
Oh, anyway,
it's pretty much £2.
Regardless,
yeah, exactly.
it's pretty much £2. Please buy this game if you haven't already. Or you could also buy the PS2 version, because that's also relatively cheap. Mind you, if you have a PS2. Yeah. So, there's your option. The Apple TV and macOS. If this gets replaced by Champions, I definitely think I could recommend it as well. But right now, 2nd edition PS2 and the Champions one are like my best picks over that. Look, there's nothing wrong with the Apple TV version. Like, great one. I made 3 videos on it. But the Champions will always be great. And the PS2, that Chris Tarrant, chef's kiss. Beautiful. And it even has the proper opening as well for the PS2 version of its time.
Yeah.
Alright. And that is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the 2020 game, or the Macroids game, or officially as this is called, the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the video game, or is there anything else you want to call this game, lads?
The dog shit edition, the crappy edition, yeah, that's it.
Just shit.
Yes, that is correct. So, what have we learned today from this? We have learned that we were excited at first because we were finally getting a Millionaire game after so long.
10 years.
We then saw those images and we were like, okay, maybe, you know, it might just be early screenshots. Like, we don't know yet. Yeah, we knew sooner or later what would it be. Then we found out that they made the pointless decision to release a 2021 new edition for PS5. Basically addressed only the smallest things, never addressed any of the larger things at hand. And lastly, another lesson I think future developers who get a hold of the Millionaire license, make a goddamn accurate game. Like, please. Make your game accurate.
Maybe look at some of the old.
Yeah.
Look at some of the old
games, like some of the older Millionaire games.
Look at Champions.
If you have to, as for research.
Look at Millionaire Champions and look at the Millionaire PS2 game. Hell, look at even the real bloody sets that these shows come from. Get Sony to send you images of what these sets look like. Recreate them for the next generation of consoles and hardware, because you know we've got the Switch 2 coming out. Still excited for that console. But overall, a lesson to be learned is don't buy this game, and if you do, God
help you.
God help you, and I
if
wish
you do,
got that refunded as soon as possible. And if you ever discover this in a CEX, just walk the fuck past it. Don't even entertain the idea of buying it. Like, just don't.
It's suited for the bargain bin. This game is suited for the bloody bargain bin.
Suited for the bargain bin is putting it very nicely.
I'm trying to be polite here.
What you should do is take it to a wasteland.
It should be burned.
Wasteland, and just throw it there and let it just crush and die. Burn it with all its might.
Yes.
Thank you, James. Now I care about a game I didn't care before. Well, I'm glad. Now hopefully, none of you lot ever ask for this game ever again in the future, and I am done.
I'm not playing it again.
And I am done with this goddamn forsaken game, and I wish to never even talk about this game ever again. Thank you for being my presentation, everybody. I would like my claps now.
Good night.
I would like a round of applause now.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
You've gone through it. Well done.
Thank you. I appreciate.
You suffered through the game for us.
Exactly.
I suffered, so you don't have to.
Me and James played it, so that means you don't have to play it again.
Yes. And by the way, I do see in chat as well. I do know there are some other games that I could probably also recommend, like
DVD
let's
game.
see, the DVD games right here. You know,
6th edition, but we won't talk about that.
We don't. We don't talk about 6th edition. That's trash. And that game doesn't even work at all.
Right.
It's just a video at that point. But thank you all for coming to my my presentation about this
Lecture.
Yeah. And also,
best TED talk I've ever been to. This has been
a James Likes the Game lecture about this game. I do, like I said, and if you ever talk to me about it, you're going to be handed a detention notice, and you'll be sent to the detention class, and you will write why you asked that in the first place, and why you regret even talking about it in the first place. But anyways, any last thoughts, lads, before we wrap this shit up? I'm honestly
This
done.
game is not shit by all
about
the other games apart from the mobile game 2014 and the shuffle game.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Further questions about this game will result in an exclusion as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Restart warning.
Yeah. But yeah, there's also another one as well. Like there's the 2012, not 2012, the 2014 mobile game with like too many 2012 questions. Like Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, look, that game is perfectly.
It's okay.
It's still okay. It's perfectly functional. It's just that this game. It's just like, there's just too many 2012 questions. Like, please, can we stop with the 2012 questions for once? Please. I'm begging you.
There are more 2012 questions in this game than I've had hot dinners. And that's bloody saying something, because I've had some hot dinners in my time. Anyway.
Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. I would like to thank... Callie and Idaho for both, just being here. You two are awesome. Thanks for just even being here to entertain, chat, and all that other stuff.
Worries.
And to be fair, we have suffered with you. We have suffered with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because knowing you hated talking about this game, and we're here to help you.
Yeah.
It's like more support.
You helped me get through this god-awful game, and hopefully, chat, you'll come now away with a better understanding of why you should never ask this guy his thoughts on the 2020 game ever in any stream after this presentation. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes.
Good night.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and hang up the call now. Lads, again, thank you so much to Idaho and Callie for being here. You two are awesome. Honestly, you two are the goats.
No worries.
I'll see you. I'll see you two in the. I'll see you two whenever. To be honest, if Jaden ever says VC, I'll probably hang out in the.
Yeah.
Anyways, next time, lads. Bye.
Watch the Murakami stream tonight at 7:10. We'll plug that.
Oh yeah, I'll be doing that.
All right.
Little plug.
Yeah,
we love. Catch you later, lads.
You're better than plugging the streams than I am.
All right, catch you later, lads. See yous. Bye.
Bye.
All right, and hey Arjun, I hope you're doing well. I'm about to end this stream, but I hope you're doing well regardless. Yeah, so there you go. That was the 2020 game, people. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. If you've made it this far as a VOD viewer throughout this presentation, be sure to click the subscribe button. Yeah, and then over here is the last one. Yeah, I'm doing good as well, Arjun. Anyways, and also if you want to become a member, you can just hit the join button, or if you're here right now in the live, you can also go ahead and hit the plus button and become a member if you want to. You don't have to, of course. You know, it is optional. It's only 99 pence, but again, it's optional. Or you can visit right here on Coffee as well. Anyways, and I've done my yapping. Have a great rest of your days, everybody. See yous.